Welcome to Living with Fibro and PSA, Felicia and Frankie's Way, episode 16. The weight of being sick, alone, and always expected to be the bigger person. Hey, y'all. It is your girl Gigi. How is everybody doing? I hope your week has been peaceful and wonderful and hopefully not as crazy as mine. Felicia, my fibromyalgia, and Frankie, my psoriatic arthritis, have been squabbling like toddlers who have skipped their naps. Guess who gets stuck in the middle of that? Me. Always me. Ugh. This week it's been my hips and my back, my emotions. Yeah. The weather's been damp and humid and all that lovely moisture in the air. Yeah. Apparently, it's like a Red Bull for Felicia and Frankie. So they have been running amok and just been running the show this week. It hurts to walk, it hurts to bend, and it even hurts to breathe at times. But here's the thing, life doesn't pause just because our bodies are breaking down. So I have to keep moving with my cane. I use my stool in the kitchen or wherever else I need to. And y'all know I'm using my hemp cream. And then I'm here with you guys because talking through it makes it easier to carry. So today we're going to dive into something a little messy that feels the feeling of being sick, isolated, and still expected to always be the bigger person. Spoiler alert though, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm cranky. Sometimes I'm not nice. Sometimes I'm just tired, and that's okay. Quick disclaimer, real quick, before we get too far into this. Just a reminder, I'm not a doctor. I'm just someone who is living with two chronic illnesses. I have lovingly named mine Felicia, which is my fibromyalgia, and Frankie, my psoriatic arthritis, because I figured calling them bad names might get me in trouble. Everything I share here is based on my personal experience, not medical advice. Always, always talk to your own doctors before you try anything new or stopping any of your medications. The loneliness that comes with being sick, let's just be honest. Chronic illness is one of the loneliest places you can live. And I don't mean just physically. I've got people around me all the time. My husband, my kids, the grandbabies. But the truth, none of them can fully understand. I can sit here and say, man, my pain is at an 8. Do you think that what an 8 really feels like? Grandkids are looking at me going, oh, 8, 8, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Do you think that they know what that bone crushing vice on your leg feels like? Or what it feels like to have hot coals in your shoes? No. Unless you've lived it, you can picture it, you can imagine it, but you don't know that pain, the excruciation that goes behind it. I can sit there and say, I'm at an 8. 8? Okay. No, like 8. I'm about to start bawling because I'm in severe pain. And that's where the loneliness lives, in that gap between what we can explain and what people can understand. I am so sorry. Car rides used to be a joyride for me. I used to love it. Man, you could clear your head, just put the windows down, music's blaring, and you just out riding, country cruising it. Now, car rides are like a gamble. You know, it's kind of like one of those things of, am I going to be wrecked for the week? Am I going to, be down for 2 days because? you know, will my hips and my back allow it? Am I going to have a spasm? Are we going to have to pull over 100 times? Ugh. Yeah, it's just not worth it most of the time. Like, I'll go to family events and stuff because it's family, and honestly, just being there is better than not being there, I think, sometimes. But that pain it's real, and it makes it hard. And like, even going to the freaking doctor now is like a whole production, because you have to go to those. I can't just throw on my shoes and go. No, it's like a whole production. Do I risk catching this mystery cough that everybody in the waiting room seems to have? Do I mask up like I'm about to rob the place? Except for, instead of money, I'm robbing the germs the inability to give me sick. And that's not just the decisions, it's like a whole pre-game. I'm layered up enough in case it's cold in there and I freeze. Am I gonna roast because I've got too much on and I'm gonna feel like a baked potato because the thermostat's stuck on sauna? And let's not talk about the chairs. Those stupid little chairs. Why are waiting room chairs designed like medieval torture devices? Like, you sit there for 10 minutes and all of a sudden, like, you're auditioning for the Cirque du Soleil, just trying to stretch your back and you're trying not to look weird. And people are already oogling and wiggling you like, what the heck is going on with you, chick? And then, dear Lord, there are the germs. The germs. You can almost see those suckers floating in the air and they're doing the cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Yeah. People coughing in their hands, and then they immediately go and touch the pins at the front desk. And I'm like, nope, I'm not touching that. I came here because I was not feeling the best or I need med refills. I sure did not sign up for bronchitis as a party favor. Y'all can keep it. By the time the nurse finally calls my name, dude, I'm already wore out. Like, I'm stressed and wore out. Blood pressure? It's high. Well, that's probably because I've been stressing about the plague parade out there in the lobby. My pulse, well, not forget that I have tachycardia. So it's racing. It's always racing. And I'm over here trying not to breathe too deep because, And then the doctor finally walks in, and I'm thinking, dude, you better give me some answers, doc, because I just survived the Hunger Games out there in that waiting room to get here. So you better give me something good. Answers. That's what chronic illness turns everyday stuff into. A strategy game. How do I do this? Do I risk it? Do I bubble wrap myself? Do I mask? Do I not mask? The normal decision making is out the window. Chronic illness decision making is definitely an in thing. And sometimes you win the gamble, and sometimes you come home with a stupid cold. Yeah. And then you also wonder, does that count as cardio? Because my heart rate really thought it was. People have the misconception of what loneliness really is. Loneliness isn't sitting in an empty room. It's standing in a room full of people and still nobody really gets it. And I know some of you guys are out here listening going, yeah, I get that. I totally do. You're not alone in this. You're really not. When people let you down, let me tell y'all a story. Towards the end of my job, when I was already starting to go on that downhill slope on my health, I had a flare up. I know this now, but at that time I was undiagnosed. I had no idea what was wrong with me. I just knew I felt like I was dying. But I had a flare up and it just flattened me. Like, I was dragging. And I was in so much pain. And lunch break, I had decided I'm exhausted. Like, I'm dragging. They wouldn't let me go home. So I went out to my car, set my alarm, closed my eyes, and I tried to take a little nap, a little siesta. And for once, I actually got comfy. I had black interior in my car and the heat from the sun. Oh my gosh, it felt so warm and cozy. And then I hear voices. I hear two women and they're blah, 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 trash talking me. They were my coworkers and I thought they were my friends. Yeah, well, they were talking loud enough that I was able to hear what they were saying. Trust me, they were not my friends. Thing was, they didn't know I was sitting in the car until I sat up. The look on their faces, yeah, priceless. It's like two deer caught in the headlight. Yeah, and here's the thing. I got out of the car. I looked at both of them, shut my door. I didn't yell at them. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I didn't even ask them why. I just let silence speak. Because silence sometimes is louder than any comeback that I could ever throw at them. So later, I just cut them off. No calls, no texts, no Facebook, nothing. Poof. I deleted them. At work, yeah, it was the same. Before, I was all friendly and chatty with them, and after that, they just got the bare minimum. Yup. Nope. Maybe. That was it. No elaborate discussions, no chit chat, no fake smiles. I was cold as ice. I was, nope, not giving them the time of the day. And you know what? It was freeing. It was liberating. Because here's the deal. When you are living with Felicia and Frankie or any chronic illnesses, every day you don't have that energy for fake friends. You barely have the energy for real life. So why waste spoons on people who drain you, who talk smack behind your back and don't give two poops about you? Yeah, no. That was a lesson chronic illness forces on you. You have to protect your peace at all costs. Here's the truth. I spent 20 years in my life in an abusive marriage trying to make somebody like me. And I can promise y'all this. I will never do that again. You like me? You like me. You don't? You don't. If you can't respect me when I'm at my down, when I'm at my worst, you don't deserve me when I'm on top of the world. I'm not up there very often, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. So now, fast forward, one of these women has MS. She just got diagnosed and she's struggling. And I've had some coworkers get a hold of me and they're like, hey, you should reach out. You know what it's like. You know what it's like to need somebody. She needs someone. She's so depressed. Wow. Okay. And here's the thing. I'm not heartless. I am torn because, yeah, I do know that pain. I do know that loneliness. I do know that dark place. But where was she when I was in the hospital? Where was she when I was going through the losing everything? My inability to do things, my job, I didn't get a call. I didn't get a text. Nothing. I didn't get crap. I still don't have anything. It's going to be 5 years in October. And I'm supposed to be the bigger person. Why am I expected to be that bigger person? Am I being petty? I mean, I don't think I am. I don't. But am I? Okay. Here's the question. Why am I expected to be that bigger person? Why do I have to pour from a cup that's already cracked and leaking? Sometimes being the bigger person makes you and leaves you feeling the emptiest. You know, it almost makes you an empty person sometimes. Eh. What are your guys' thoughts? What would you do? Throw me your thoughts in the comment. I hate conflicts. I do. I hate them. I hate them. I lose so much sleep over stupid stuff. Stupid. And it should be simple. But I don't know. Am I? I really just don't think I am. But your thoughts, everybody. Please. I need your help. Sister needs your help. That is why finding your people, you have to find your real people. The ones who don't vanish when life gets hard. The ones who don't just clap when things are easy. They sit with you in the dark when everything feels so heavy and suffocating. Chronic illness has taught me this. Life is short. Time is precious. And I just don't have the energy to spend it on people who walk away the moment things get rough. Trust me, my life is rough enough. I have canceled more plans than I can count. Honestly, it probably should be a sin by now. But the real ones, they don't hold it against me. They show up. They show up at my door. They send me messages out of the blue just to say, hey, you're a badass. I love you. Hey, my world is so much better with you in it. And those reminders usually make me cry, for one. And for two, it's the fuel that I need. It's what keeps me going for myself and for them. My people? Yeah, it's pretty simple. I don't have a very big group, but my husband, who shows up for me even when he's not feeling his best. His love is quiet but strong, and I don't have to wonder if he's in my corner. My grandma, she's my bestest friend ever, and she's calmed every storm in my life. Her wisdom, love, and unwavering presence has carried me through more than she'll ever know. My dad, my rock. He's the one that's taught me what real strength looks like. Not just pushing through, but doing it with humility and grace. And my kids. Every one of them are so different. They're all full of life and they're supportive. They've built their own families and lives, but they don't ever stop showing up for me, whether it's helping with some errands or taking me to an appointment or two, or just calling in and checking. They lift me up in quiet, steady ways. And then there's my babies. They don't care if I can't run or play like I used to. They just want their Gigi. They remind me that love doesn't require energy, just presence. My two sisters, my ride or die besties, they are the loudest cheerleaders and my softest place to land. I honestly don't know what I would do without them. And my dog. And my crazy psycho cat who thinks destroying toilet paper is a full-time job. But they all make me laugh. They make me feel good. My dogs drive me nuts. They're needy and loud, but yeah, they're my babies. And I have you guys, this community. You all have been very encouraging and empathy and love when I've needed it most. And you guys remind me that I'm not alone. Because here's the truth. Sometimes it only takes one person to keep you from drowning. One person who sees you, hears you, and stays. If you've got one of those people, in your life, hold on to them. Love them hard and tell them thank you often because they are your everything. When chronic illness meets stress, y'all, I have been thinking a lot about what sets off Felicia and Frankie. And stress is a huge one. It's big. Chronic stress messes with everything: pain, sleep, energy, your immune system, even, and life. It doesn't stop. The bills keep coming in, errands, appointments, it all adds up. And your body ends up carrying the weight of it all. You know, like running a marathon with a flaming backpack of bricks. It's not just stress. Chronic illness is hard enough without things like toxic people, energy vampires who judge you instead of support you. Overexertion, pushing too hard, always backfires. Pacing over perfection, always. Ignoring symptoms, toughing it out, only delays healing. Guilty of that one. Negative self-talk, you're not who you were, and that is okay. We've got to learn from that. You know, we can't keep comparing ourselves to who we used to be. Sleep deprivation, pain steals rest. Your body has to have it. It can't heal without it. Poor nutrition and hydration. I mean, it's hard, but fueling your body matters. And skipping meds and therapy. Your body, yeah, it's going to notice. Trust me. Environmental triggers, the weather, scents. A big one for me is lights. Lights mess me up. They all add up. Stress, accumulation, mental, emotional, physical, it all piles up. Living with chronic illness isn't just about managing symptoms, it's about managing everything that impacts your body, protecting your peace, pacing yourself, and keeping people around you who will lift you up and not drain you. Life lately, let me fill you in on a little circus that's been going on around here. It's not really been bad, but my husband's been sick for the week. I love him, but I've been dodging him because I've been dodging those germs like Hunger Games. Because what's a 2-day bug for him usually ends up being a 2-week flare for me. No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna be sick. My car is still broke down because, you know, husband's sick, so he don't feel good. I mean, yeah. So no chiropractor this week. So, yeah, just a little bit more back pain this week. More time on the heating pad. Yay! You see the dominoes? See how they go? See how they fall? I had to cancel my colonoscopy and endoscopy because I had a low-grade fever, which, honestly, part of me wasn't even mad about. Who wants all that prep? But it is something I eventually have to really get done. So that's over my head now. Great. And emotionally, it's been rough. My mom's birthdays, you know, memories of my grandpa, grief. It doesn't sit quietly. It just kind of sneaks right up on you when you least expect it. The other day, I was brushing my teeth and I grabbed the tube of toothpaste, and it was Colgate, and I literally lost it instantly, sobbing, the big fat ugly tears. You know what I mean? I realized that the toothpaste that I had grabbed was the toothpaste that my grandpa, the last thing he had given me. And it's freaking toothpaste, for crying out loud. But I could hear him when he gave it to me. And something like that just cracks you wide open. And definitely not a cool way to start the day. Here's the kicker. Pain makes it worse, and when Felicia's screaming, my emotions are too. Fibro messes with your nervous system, and sometimes I think it messes with your heart too. I mean, I can handle a lot, but when that pain gets too high, the tears, they just come, and I can't even stop them. But in the middle of the chaos, my grandbabies are what keep me grounded. Their little faces, the laughters, they're my lifeline. And I am so beyond blessed to have them. And on top of it all, I have been working on a little secret project. Something peaceful. Well, it's not this very second, but it will be. And it's something for me to do. And I've been working so hard on it. And I've been learning new things. And with fibro fog, it's like solving a Rubik's Cube in the dark while someone keeps smacking my hands. But I'm doing it. Slowly, I might be making a bit of a mess at times, but when it gets ready, I will share it with you guys because I am so excited. And y'all, Felicia Speaks, it's a Fibro Poem. I wanted to share this because I had found it, or my husband found it on one of the Facebook groups, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, well, you know, Felicia, she gets her own page. Golly, no wonder she's a freaking diva with her head so big, right? Anyway, it's called Fibromyalgia, and here it goes. Shout out to Janine Jordan, and you can find this exact poem at www.facebook.com/fibrolightfight. F is for the forgetfulness that I am cursed with every day. I is for the insomnia that sees me sleep the day away. B is for every bone that hurts and reduces me to tears. R for the rheumatologist who listens to my fears. O is for the oromorph that relieves me from my pain. M is for the muscle spasms when they are under strain. Y is the yearning to live a life pain-free. A, the anxiety that stops me from being me. L, for the legs that twitch and keep me from my sleep. G is gratitude for every friend that I have managed to keep. I is for the IBS that dictates every meal. A is for anger and resentment that I feel. Each letter is a reminder of the struggle day to day, knowing with a heavy heart that they will never really go away. Now, friends, if you guys are carrying the weight of being sick and lonely and still are expecting to hold it all together, I see you. Here's the lesson that I have had a hard time learning. It's not my job to save everybody. We don't have to save everyone. Because right now, the biggest person that we have to save is us, is you. You don't have to be the bigger person every single time. It is vitally important to protect your peace. Before we go, I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for being here, being a part of this journey with me. Can you believe we've had almost 800 views? That's pretty freaking awesome, man. I could not do this without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you laughed or cried or even felt a little less alone today, do me a favor, share this with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode. Yeah, you see those boxes on the side? Go ahead and check them out. And if you've missed any of the other episodes, you can catch up. Until next time, be kind to each other, But don't forget the most important thing. Be kind to yourself. I will see you guys all next week. Bye.